Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of our Stand Up Pocket workshops. As a reminder, Talia and Zainab, although if you've just watched episode 1, you probably haven't forgotten that. We are going to be looking at why are people racist? What motivates people to be racist in today's episode? And what we want to do is we want to start this episode by defining racism. So in our last session, we defined the word discrimination, treating someone differently because of a part of who they are. And racism is a specific type of discrimination, and we want your definition.
So we actually get many definitions for this word. We want your own. Who does it affect? How does it look like? You've got 1 minute to stop this video, write your definition, and then we'll pick it back up. Welcome back. So actually there are many definitions for this word. It doesn't matter what you wrote down. This is one definition that we use in our sessions, and there are actually 12. So it's prejudice, discrimination, directed against someone of a different race based on the idea that one's own race is superior. So higher above, more important, etc.
Zainab, there are 2 words here, prejudice or discrimination. We've defined discrimination before. Is prejudice the same thing?
So last time we discussed that discrimination is acting upon kind of racist ideas. So it could be an incident, for example, whereas prejudice is the thought, the judgment behind it. So we've got the thought and the action.
Fantastic. So prejudging is kind of a nice way to remember what that word means. So what we're going to do now is Zainab's going to put 3 questions on the board. And just like you did before, we want you to pause the video in a minute once we show you the questions and pick either 1, 2 or 3 of these questions to answer. Really, a yes or no answer will not suffice. We really want you to think about it. And then we're going to have a chat about them afterwards. So first question, are people born racist? Want to go yes, no, if not, what happens? Is racial banter always funny? So jokes about someone's race, racial banter. And then are people racist just because they feel superior? So in the definition before, we said it when people make other, based on someone's superiority, so feeling like they're better than someone else, or there are other reasons why people are racist. So pause the video now. Write down your answers to 1, 2 or 3 of those questions, try and challenge yourself and do all 3, and click play in 5 minutes. Brilliant, and welcome back. So we're going to have a chat about some of the answers to these questions. What Zainab and I have done is we have spoken to students who have done our workshops before and taken out the main answers from those questions when we ask these questions in sessions. So the first question here, are people born racist? Zainab, what are kind of the most common answers that come up?
So the one we get the most is being influenced by their surrounding, mainly their parents, their guardians, their grandparents. So essentially they're role models. And also we get here generational ideas. So they'll say, for example, their grandparents hold a particularly hateful, for example, feeling towards someone, or maybe it's not hateful necessarily, maybe it's just a stereotype that they know about a certain community and they've kind of adopted it and just passed these ideas on.
Yeah,
so that's one of the main reasons we get.
If you're told growing up the whole time one thing, why would you believe another thing if that's what you're told and influenced by parents, grandparents, guardians that you grow up with? So definitely kind of, no, people aren't born racist, but they're influenced by people in their home. Any other reasons or any other answers?
Yeah, so people in a position of power comes up a lot. So they'll say that sometimes, I'm not using examples here, but they could be a person in a place of power and they could have quiet racist ideas that they are verbal about, and people will often adopt these ideas and, you know, they think it's okay to get away with, you know, if someone who has so much power and can influence a lot within a country can come out and say these comments, why can't they? So they start to believe that they can get away with them.
And this could be anyone from a social media star, a YouTuber, to a politician, right? If someone has a following and a platform and they say something, then they will be listened to. Or people will say, well, if that person's allowed to say that, then surely I'm allowed to say that too. So that can definitely influence people.
Absolutely, Talia.
Ooh,
Also,
an interesting
alongside
one.
kind of ideas from kind of family members, a lot of young people spend most of their time in schools around their friends. So often they'll say it's peer pressure, sometimes it's jokes, and we'll talk about that further on later, and that they get these ideas from people around them, mainly their friends.
Really interesting. Really interesting.
There are many, many, many points, but these are just a summary. So one of the factors that young people think influences the perception of the public is a bias in the way that things are reported.
Is the media racist though?
Right, so this is the question we direct towards them. We say, is all media racist? And the reality that it isn't, but often on some media platforms, there could be some biased language that is used towards specific groups that is kind of based on stereotypes, which really does affect the perception of these communities and the public's kind of perception. One of the biggest examples we use in sessions is kind of reporting on terrorism and how often people think that terrorism is linked to Islam, because often you hear the word Muslim terrorists, and that's kind of the only narrative that you hear about.
Great. So as you can see, there's so many different answers to this question, but essentially the answer is no, people aren't born racist, but you can see how people are influenced. Maybe you can see an answer that you wrote down on one of these post-it notes. Let's go to the next question. Which says, are people racist just because they feel superior, or are there other reasons? So what motivates someone to be racist? What did our students say? What ideas? Okay.
So yeah, we've got this one where it says, yes, sometimes it is about feeling superior to someone else. So agreeing to kind of our first point, which is absolutely fine, and it's definitely a reason. And we've got a couple no's as well. So we've got people are racist because of fear. They are scared of the other, which is a really interesting point. Talia, what do you think? How can this happen? When does it happen?
I think if you think about, imagine you're sat at home now, or pretend when you used to be sat in a classroom, and someone new walks into the room. Maybe they are wearing different clothes, speaking a different language to you, eating different food, listening to different music that you don't know about. Some people, you might be really excited and think, oh, this is great, someone new, let me learn about their culture. But some people might be quite scared and might be quite fearful and see the other person as the other. And othering is a way that has been used throughout history to dehumanize people. Because if you say this person, even though they're a human being, just because they aren't like me, or their way of life isn't like me, it allows people to put people in a box and say they are different, they are the other, and actually can be linked to this idea of superiority, because it says that the other is inferior and that they are different. And people can be really scared of that as well.
Let's see what other answers we've got as well.
Yeah.
So people have internal biases.
So we've kind of spoken about this a bit before. So stereotypes, so kind of a generalized idea. So maybe it's not because they feel superior, but maybe it's just that they've got these ideas ingrained in their head. Maybe it's come from family, from the media, from all different places, and they base their ideas on stereotypes.
Absolutely. And then we've got this. Sometimes people are motivated to be racist because they are jealous of other people. So jealousy. How can jealousy be a reason?
It's such a strong emotion, isn't it, being jealous? I think that when people are going through a difficult time in their life, or when people are going through a scary time, for example, if we take the time that we're living in now with coronavirus, it can mean that people are really scared and they look for someone to blame. And sometimes they blame people out of fear, so being scared of the other, or maybe it's they blame people for because they may see people who have a better life to them or in a better position, and maybe that person is of a different race or different religion, etc., and that might lead people to feel jealousy. Fear and jealousy are really strong emotions that can really motivate people and can lead to racism.
And then moving on to the last question for today, which is one of the most popular ones, and it says, is racial banter always funny? So firstly, let's define racial banter. So jokes about different races. Is it a yes, no, sometimes, always? When do you kind of use this language? When do you kind of deter away from using it? So
I
let's see
always feel a bit of a mixed bag when I look at this question from a personal point of view. Maybe you at home are feeling the same. Sometimes I think, oh, it's okay, or maybe not me personally, but we hear from students, oh, it's okay, it's fine, and then sometimes other people are like, no, it's never okay. So what have some students said?
Honestly, it's tough when you have a soft spot for memes on Instagram and Twitter.
No.
But let's see what we have here. So it's never funny. Using this type of language can hurt people.
Interesting. So I think that racial banter can be really harmful if you are picking on parts of people's identity and using them as part of a joke. So that's something that we do hear in classes.
Absolutely. Racial banter is fine to use. It's funny with your group of friends.
Interesting. Should we have a look at the other points and then discuss it?
It's okay to use, but it's only funny from people in your community. And then lastly, it's fine to use if the person laughs. It's just banter.
Interesting. I think it's really important to note, is laughing always an indicator that someone's found that joke funny?
Not necessarily, I don't think.
No,
I think there's anxious laughing, fearful.
or maybe you're just like trying to fit in because everyone else is laughing as well. Or maybe your instant reaction is to laugh, and then actually you take a step back and you're just like, nah, that really wasn't that funny. So I think it's really important to remember that a person laughing isn't always an indicator that they found a joke funny. And I think that from this we can see that people think differently. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not okay, and it depends. If it's with your friends, maybe if it's within your people in your community, then it's okay. And I think that Zainab and I would just say, be careful. Think about the language that you're using, thinking about the context that you're using in. Think about, is that going to hurt the person? Are you basing it on stereotypes? And also, if you're like, it's absolutely fine, I do it with my friends all the time, they're all okay with it, we do it to each other. And if you're 100% certain, which I don't think you can always be, think about where you're using that language. Maybe you're using it in the park, or maybe when we used to be able to get on the buses, you're using it on the bus on the way home to and from school, and other people around you might hear that and might start using the same language back.
Absolutely. So I think with racial banter, there definitely comes a responsibility. I think generally young people know how to use it, know where the limits are, but sometimes this line kind of is vague. So if you do overstep, just be ready to apologize and kind of address it to ensure that you are not being racist towards anyone, because sometimes it is a slippery slope.
And I think also don't be afraid to call it out, especially if it is a friend and they've said something that doesn't sit right, because sometimes people just don't know and they don't realise. Zainab and I are from two different communities, and there have been times in the past where maybe we've thought something is funny about the other one and it isn't. And if it hasn't been funny, then I think it's really important just to say to your friend, look at that, I didn't find that funny for this reason. And it can be a difficult thing to do, but then it helps that person understand where you're coming from as well.
And we'll definitely talk about kind of how these stereotypes can affect communities next time we record a video. So please come up with the same kind of energy. We'll have lots of interactive kind of activities for you to join in as well.
Fantastic. We will see you next week for episode 3 of our Pocket Workshops. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.
Bye.